So I've had this radio for about 2 days now, and I've went ahead and put all the little bells and whistles on it and programmed it up for myself. And let me kind of go over a few things with you that I find is awesome about this radio. Number one, this radio is waterproof. I'll have to make an entire video on it, but I've already got it wet and it has not failed at all. This thing didn't even have any speaker issues, mic issues, or anything like that. Another cool feature, there's two ways to go through channels. You can use your channel buttons over here, or like any of your other radios, you can use the channel selector knob at the top. With this pretty big screen, I can also name it whatever I want, and it has all the information that I want on it. And at just the press of a button, if I don't want to use a repeater and I want to turn on and talk around, it's as easy as a single button press. Or if I want to listen on an input. But let's say you didn't want to have to sift through 50 different channels. Well, I can tell you exactly what to do. See, whenever you go to your menu, you'll see something on here that says zone setting. Now, zones are usually something more equated to DMR, but in GMRS, it may have a different use. See, I have it set up as a couple different zones. Zone 1 being all channels, Zone 2 being walkie-talkie channels, and then, Zone 3 being the high-powered GMRS channels. Then we start getting into the other ones. I have some channels that are specifically for repeaters, other channels that are for repeaters that are too far away for me to reach, but I can hit mobily, or talk-arounds, or listening in on repeaters' inputs to see who I can talk to without the repeater. That way, if I'm not wanting to sift through all these little walkie-talkie channels, well, then I just go straight into here, select the zone a couple times, come back, and now all I have is the repeaters. In the same sense, if I don't want to deal with all the repeater nonsense, then I just go to the walkie-talkie channels, go back, and now I'm specifically dealing with the walkie-talkies in my area. Another cool feature, if you hold any of these buttons, it tells you exactly what it is. Your CT CSS for receive and transmit, you can type in right here on the pad. Everything in the radio is able to be programmed from the front. That is a great thing about this radio. All of the channel information that you need to set is on here. Another good thing is I don't have to sit here and worry about what frequency is 162.55 or whatever it is for the NOAA channels. It comes pre-installed with it.
Around 5 miles an hour.
Another thing that is usually seen in DMR and not as much in GMRS is scan settings. You can customize everything you want in your scan lists. Another thing that's pretty common in almost all radios, but I'm still glad it's in this, is the ability to change the display from frequency, name, and channel, because I might know what all the frequencies are, I might know what all the names are, but if I'm handing the radio to somebody who has no idea what they're doing, I'm going to set it to channel mode. That way, instead of telling them, hey, I need you to go to the talk around of this frequency, no, I'm going to tell them, hey, I need you to go to channel 13. If you're looking to get out of using the basic radios and get something that's waterproof, I think this actually might be a really good option. It's pretty cheap. You can get it for around $60 or $55 if you use the code HA1GMRS. You get about $5 off. No, I'm not sponsored or anything. That's just the code that you can use to get some easy money off. Another thing, while I was out here riding around on golf cart and everything else, I did end up dropping this thing pretty heavily, and it's still 100% fine. It took a really big impact shock, and everything is working as intended. And before I go, I have to say, the receiver on this thing is perfect. There's a repeater from me probably about 12 miles away that I can't hit with my regular base station because my antenna on my roof is not tuned properly to my radio, or better said, my frequencies. But the stock rubber duck antenna that it came with is almost perfect for GMRS. Just for the heck of it, here's me hitting a repeater that is probably about 40 miles away from me. WRVG 593. There you go. It gave me that green light. I had it turned down for the video, but there you go. This thing was able to hit it and receive just fine. Remember, use the code HA1GMRS at the checkout. You get $5 off. not sponsored or anything. I just think that this is a pretty good radio and I'm willing to go put my neck out for it.